Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm filming my February beauty favorites, and I already filmed part of this video yesterday, but whenever I went to upload my footage, for some reason, like the first part of the video, I did not have the footage for, so I don't know if I thought I was filming and I wasn't, or if part of the footage got corrupted. I'm not for sure what happened. So this first part is going to be, I'm going to be wearing something different than in the last half of the video. So if you're wondering why I like change halfway through, that's what's going on. So I'm going to just talk about like these first three products because they were the ones that got cut out. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into this. I had so many favorites for the month of February, and I think it's just because I had so many hauls. Like I bought so much stuff in the month of February. I feel like I'm just trying out a bunch of new things. So this favorites video is probably gonna be a little bit longer, so just get a snack, sit back, and we're just gonna talk about some makeup. The first thing I wanna talk about is a product that you guys recommended to me. So many of you all love this mascara, but this is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Faint Effect. And when I first used this, I didn't know if I was in love with it or not. It was just kind of okay the first time that I used it. But it's one of those mascaras that the longer you have it open, like the more you use it, the better it gets. And I'm in love with it now. It's definitely one of my new favorite mascaras of like all time. It just does a good job. Sorry about that. I need to put my phone on silent. But it does a good job of separating your lashes, giving them, volume and length. It's just an awesome mascara. I don't have any issues with it flaking or smudging, so I can totally understand why so many people rave about this. It is a really great mascara. The next thing that was a big favorite for me is this L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It. You guys know how much I have fallen in love with this bronzer, and this is a good radiant, glowy, kind of semi-matte bronzer. It looks really natural on the skin. Like it just has a really natural finish. The color is gorgeous. I just haven't been able to put this down all month. I have been in love with it. The only place that I've been able to find this is at Walmart. The next thing that was a big favorite for me is this Milani Bode Obsessions eyeshadow palette. The times when I have used this, I have just loved the look that I did with them. The shadows are really pigmented. I love this shade here in Sands of Time. This shade here, which is in Gold Getter, you do need to use a makeup setting spray with that one because it's almost like a pressed, whoops, just knocked my mascara over. It's like a pressed glitter. So that's the only thing that I can say about this. You definitely want to use a makeup setting spray, but I love all the other colors in here. I think it is great quality for the drugstore, and yeah, it's just beautiful. And the packaging is really pretty on it too. The only bad thing is it shows smudges because it's like really reflective. Okay, so now we're just gonna move on into the part of the favorites that I filmed yesterday. So my camera was acting weird and I had to put a different memory card in there, so I'm sorry about that. The Physicians Formula Spotlight Illuminating Primer and this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer. If I had to pick my favorite over the two, I probably would pick the Wet n Wild one just because it smells better than this one. This one kind of has a funky smell, but I do love both of these and I enjoyed these so much over February. So if you're one of those people like me that you like your foundations to look dewy and glowy, I think you will love using these products with your matte foundations. They are awesome. Definitely dupes to the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I picked this up recently, but I've loved it ever since I got it. This is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer. And this is a different type of primer. It's like a gel, but at the same time, it gives your skin that nice slip of a primer, but it's not so like slippery on your face that it makes your foundation slide everywhere. It just has the perfect, it gives your skin like the perfect just smoothness. to just blend foundations right over it. And this is really great for people that have dry skin. If you're oily skin, I'd say skip on this because it is very hydrating and it almost has like an oily kind of feel to it. Like it's not oily, but you can just tell that it's super hydrating. So if you have very dry, dehydrated skin, definitely pick this up, highly recommend it. Another illuminating product that I have just been loving, and I know I've had this before in a favorites video. I may have had it in my January favorites, but I have still been loving this and using this a ton. This is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow Foundation, and this is just my holy grail dewy foundation. The L'Oreal True Match Lumi used to be my holy grail. I still like that one, but this one I like even better because I find that this is more long wearing, and I don't know, I just love the finish of this a little more than the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. It's more glowy than that one, and it's so weird because I've told you guys this before, but I used to not like this foundation, but I love it now. I just think it's such a beautiful foundation. So yeah, that was like the foundation that I wore the most over February. And then with concealers, I mean, I love all of my concealers, but I just kind of fell back in love with my NARS Radiant Creamy. This is just an amazing concealer if you have dry skin. It's so full coverage. I love this one in the winter because it's a little lighter than some of my other concealers. This is in shade Vanilla. But it's just so hydrating on the under eye area, and it's so full coverage. If you're oily, you may not like this because it might have a tendency to kind of get in your fine lines. But if you have really dry under eyes, highly recommend this. Two other hard candy products that I fell in love with, they're Fox in a Box blushes. This color here, which is in Girl Next Door, is such a beautiful pink. I love this. And then this one here in Party Girl, I've actually been using this one more than this one just because this is sort of the blush shade that I go for, just like a natural mauve-y kind of brown. Or sometimes I get like those mauve pinks that I like to wear a lot. So this is kind of in between those two colors, but yeah, these are so beautiful. Some highlighting products that I fell in love with, the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Blossom Glow. I was kind of on the fence about this. I didn't know if it would be like one of those highlights that would be way too intense for me, because you guys know I'm more of the type of person that likes natural buildable highlights, but this is starting to convert me over to like more intense highlights. It's beautiful on the cheekbones. It is a very intense highlight, and if you find that a lot of these Wet n Wild highlights don't work for you, like if they have too much color or if they're too dark, pick this one up. This one is perfect for really fair skin. It doesn't look too dark on me at all. I'm wearing this today, but I'm also wearing it with like a bunch of other highlights because I just got a bunch of BH Cosmetics stuff in, and I was just like testing a bunch of stuff out and just like piling it up. But yeah, this is a beautiful, just a beautiful highlight. I love it. Also, the hard candy highlights. I love these. The only one that I'm not crazy about, well, I guess the only two that I'm not super crazy about, is the silver in the middle of this one. I don't like that shade on me. It's too dark, but the other two shades are really beautiful, and they have that duochrome effect to them, but they're not too intense of a duochrome. They're just like a slight duochrome. So if you want to get into that trend where your highlights have a little bit of like color to them, but it's more wearable, try these, because a lot of those really colorful highlights I don't like, but these I do. Like, they don't look too fake, but they just give your highlight just something a little different. And with these highlights, they're good buildable highlights. They're shimmery, they don't have glitter in them. The silver, however, it does have glitter, so I don't like that one in this palette. If I could get rid of it, I'd just get rid of that one and put something else there. But the other two I really like. And then with this one, which I totally forgot to tell you what these were called. This is the Hard Candy Just Glow Baked Highlighting Trio, and this is in A Touch of Moonlight. This other one is in Meet Me in Tahiti. I think. Yeah, Meet Me in Tahiti. And I don't really care for this shade here. It doesn't really do anything for me, but these last two are really beautiful. I love this one as a really pretty just gold highlight. A lot of times gold highlights don't work on me because they're too golden, but this one is not. It's just like the perfect gold. And this shade over here makes for a nice bronzy blush. It's really pretty for that as well. And once again, these do not have glitters, they're just shimmery. So I love those. And I know I kind of got those towards the end of February, but I've just been loving them. I've been loving a lot of the hard candy things that I picked up. Like, I also really have been enjoying this Hard Candy Cashmere Silk Demi Matte Lip Cream, and this is in Creme Brulee. I was so surprised by this. I thought, and I told you guys this in the haul, I thought this was gonna be like one of those NYX matte lip creams, but it's not. It's a very intense gloss, kind of like the Anastasia lip glosses or something like that. I'm just gonna put it on so you guys can see what it looks like, because I had another lip product on. But it just feels so nice and moisturizing on the lips, but at the same time it lasts on your lips for a long time. So I've just been loving this paired with all of my different nude lip liners. It's a beautiful color. I just feel like it's the perfect nude. Other lip products that I fell in love with, basically every lip product that I hauled about I have just been loving. The Revlon Kiss Plumping, I'm getting all tongue-tied because I'm just so excited about everything. The Revlon Kiss Plumping Lip Cream, and this is in Barely Blush. I love this. It's not exactly like the Cashmere Silk, but it is an intense lip gloss. Like, it has great pigmentation and color to it, and I love the shade of this. It reminds me of my Maybelline Color Jolt in Strip Down. I think it's a little lighter than that Strip Down color, and it might be a little bit more pink. But I know that they're discontinuing, I think they're discontinuing this Lip Jolt. And this was just one of my favorite colors. Actually, in a lot of ways, the formula is pretty similar to that. But that's those two there, swatched. So if you're looking for like a good kind of alternative to this, get this Revlon Kiss Plumping Lip Cream. And I don't find that it really plumps or like tingles that much on my lips. So if you're really sensitive to that, I wouldn't worry about it because like the plumping isn't that intense. The other kind of lip plumper that I've been loving is this Soap and Glory Sexy Mother Pucker plumping lip gloss or whatever in Bare Enough. And this is more sheer than the other like lip glosses that I have been showing you, but it's a really pretty, just nice peachy pink. I like to wear this on days when I just don't feel like wearing a lot of color on my lips, but I just want something to just make my lips look a little, you know, better and just feel comfortable, because I'm like one of those people, I guess because I wear lipstick all the time, I have to have something on my lips. So I just like this on days, like I said, when I'm just no fuss and just want something simple, or like I'm doing a no makeup look. I like to wear this because it's a little more sheer. Now the plumping in this is a little more apparent, and if you're sensitive to that, that might bother you in this, but I don't think it's that intense, because sometimes I don't even notice it, so it's weird. And then the L'Oreal Color Shine in Dazzling Dough. I've also been enjoying this as well. This is a good dupe to the Maybelline Color Sensational Lipstick in Cinnamon, which was discontinued. I was on the hunt to find a good dupe to that, and this is a good dupe. It's a little lighter, I think, than Cinnamon, but it's the closest thing that I have been able to find. And this formula reminds me so much of the Revlon lip butters, and you guys know how much I love those. And the packaging on this is so cute. So yeah, I've been loving that. With lip liners, I have been loving so many different nude lip liners. I've just been into nude lips so much, but I've been enjoying both of my L'Oreal Color Riche Matte lip liners. I have the shades Mattes It and Matting Call, which Mattes It is more of like a mauve color, and Matting Call is more of like a peachy kind of tawny color. It's just like, they're both great nude lip liners. They last for a long time on the lips, and they pair really well with just all of my nude lipsticks. And then another favorite, I discovered this in February whenever I was doing my dupe video with April, but I discovered the Rimmel Exaggerate Full Color Lip Liner in Epic is a dupe to the Lancome lip liner in Ideal. You guys know that that is like one of my favorite lip liners, Ideal. So I was so stoked when I found a good drugstore dupe to it. This color is a little darker, or like a little more rosy than Lancome Ideal, but once you get it on the lips, you don't really notice much of a difference. Once again, like the Rimmel Exaggerate Full Color Lip Liners, these are like my all-time favorite lip liners. My last hard candy favorites are these two eyeshadow palettes. This is the Rose Gold palette, and this is the Pro Matte palette. I know that these shadows can be a little tricky, but if you use the shimmers with like a makeup setting spray, they work beautifully. And a lot of the matte colors I really enjoy. Some of them can have a little bit of fallout, the darker ones, but a lot of these, you know, ones that you would use in the crease work beautifully. They blend out so nice. I've been in love with this palette. I haven't gotten a chance to use every shade in here yet, but I've used this one, this one, this one. I've used several of these shades down here. I've used this black. They're really pretty. Like I said, you just have to be a little bit patient and know that some of them are gonna have fallout. So just do your eyeshadow before you do your foundation. And with the shimmers, either use your finger to apply it or use like a makeup setting spray like Max Fix Plus or something like that. And yeah, like with this matte palette, like I just love so many of the mattes in here. The one thing I will say is like this top row of the lighter shades, I don't find a lot of those to be real pigmented, but the middle shades here are awesome for like crease colors, and I love a lot of these down here for like outer V colors. So yeah, I've really been enjoying this palette. I'm trying to think of what else I was gonna say about this because I feel like I was gonna say something else. But yeah, I don't know. I've been enjoying this. The last two products I'm going to talk about, this Milani Loose Radiant Powder. I have really been enjoying this on days when I want to look super glowy and dewy. Now, if you are, I don't know, if you do not like for your like, this does have very tiny like little shimmers in it. I feel like once I get it on, I don't notice them at all, but I don't know. I could see where that might be a concern for some people, but not for me. I just really like it. I like to use it with foundations that are matte to give them an extra glow, or if I want to look super glowy, I'll even use it with my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. It's just such a beautiful radiant loose setting powder, and this is also really pretty as a highlight. It just looks gorgeous. So if you're like me and you like to look dewy and radiant, highly recommend this. And I know I've had several of you guys recommend to me some pressed radiant powders, which I've been on the hunt to find, and I have found some of them. So I will be using those soon in videos. And then the last product I want to mention is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Color Corrector, and this is in Peach. I may have mentioned this in my January favorites, I can't remember, but I have been loving this for a dark under eye corrector. So on days when I wake up and I feel like my under eyes just need something to brighten them up a little more, I like to use this with like my dampened makeup sponge, and I'll just put it under my eyes, and then I'll just put whatever concealer I'm using over top of it, and I just think it is beautiful. And it just helps to brighten my under eyes. Now, if you have like crazy dark under eye circles, I don't know if this is gonna be enough coverage, but if you have like, you know, semi-dark under eye circles, then I think you will really enjoy this. So yeah, that was all of my February beauty favorites. If you guys did enjoy this, or if you enjoy favorites videos, please give this video a thumbs up so I know to keep filming these for you all. And let me know down in the comments what products you have been loving. I will see you all in my next video, and I hope that you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.